Hello everybody, gordk here, founder of CROBRAN Warrior Arts. Today I have a great story for you. A great story is called Offer Refused. Offer Refused. So let's see what is this all about. What offer and what is refused. During my recent travels, I chanced upon a gentleman in Croatia who regaled me with a tale of how one fateful day he turned down a most lucrative business offer and the reasons for this declination, he told me. A tale of great intrigue it was, and I felt swell of pride as I realized that yet we have among us in Croatia those who, like myself, are deemed foolish in not wishing to sell their heritage for any price, however grand, who choose not to sell their very selves, but desire to remain their own, unfettered and true. He is a relic from a bygone age, hailing from our mountainous realms, few of his kind remain, a man of ancient spirit, much like myself, but more upon that I shall expound at a later time. Said the gentleman to me dustily, Behold, Gordon, one day to my door came lords from the United Arab Emirates, from some grand hotel of 5 stars within that towering Burj Khalifa in Dubai. They declared they desired to purchase the entirety of my finest product output for 5 years to come, albeit on the condition that I produce solely for them exclusively. They offered the king's ransom in return, advance payment, and all expenses paid. Unto them I said, Dear sirs, I shall oblige you with the production, yet I shall not accept your stipulation that it be solely for you. My wares belong first to my people, then to my other patrons, and I shall not begrudge making some from you. Back and forth we went, but in the end I refused and they left. And they were very angry. How can I refuse that lucrative offer? Yet they did not relent, but returning thrice, 3 times they returned during the passing months. And moreover, the ensuing months they were pressing and ever increasing their offer, increasing in the crazy amount. And thought to their dismay, I stood firm. They grew vexed, inquiring how I could spun such a great wealth upon this. And I replied to them, Gentlemen, my endeavors are not for fortune's sake. Wealth do I not need. I do not need any wealth. They stood dumbfounded. What now? How could their riches mean naught to me? Is as their treasures hold no sway over me, and they not. I don't care for their treasures. To them, I said, Wealth I possess. My labor is of love. My labor is for spiritual gain. My labor is to spread knowledge about my teachings and my country and my our customs here, and not for gains do I toil. My retirement is ample, with 2 homes by the sea and other holdings easily liquidated if I need for greater sums. My children and grandchildren all very well covered with jobs and wealth. Everybody's fine. Moreover, I am 75 years of age, and I shall not for any riches bind myself as a slave because I am enjoying my life. No, should you wish to purchase or place your orders in any quantity you desire, they shall be fulfilled without constraint of exclusivity. My craft is first for my people, then for all. Else, woe upon me, no bargain shall be struck. And they couldn't, they would not accept this offer, and they departed in agitation in their luxury cars. And their luxury cars, I think he told me, Gordon, was that M Mercedes, Maybach, yes, Maybach, 5 of them. And indeed, I had no regrets of turning them away, for in my advanced years I yield not to such demands for the sake of assembly line monotony. His joyous spirit and vigor made his company a true delight. As he regaled me with his account, a wave of joy washed over me, for he held steadfast despite the relentless pressure and exorbitant sums, while their coffers seemed boundless. Interesting it was that these men, accustomed to having the world buy into their whims with the boundless wealth, came to learn a humbling lesson in Croatia, where an old man taught them that not all dance to the tune of gold, and that this gladdens my heart greatly. Here stands a true soul of the old ways, resisting momentary greed, continuing his life filled with content, with the spirituality, and with spreading that old ways and old knowledge. Best of all, my wife and I purchased all that he offered, all of his products, one of each. And as we lacked enough cash and his card machine flattered, he handed us a scrap of paper with his bank details and told us, pay me once home, he said. He took naught from us in terms of personal details of purchase proof, nothing. Yet we carried away 2 boxes of finest his goods to pay on the morrow. Though strangers before, we became faithful patrons and admirers of his craft, due his carefree demeanor, simplicity, sincerity, and noble pride, and the top world quality products, the best in the world. He boasted not, save for letting the discerning appreciate the excellence upon tasting his creation. We lingered long and sampled all he crafted, each with exuberant stories. Such a purchase is ill-suited for those that rush or fret, for events here unfold leisurely, especially for the first-time comers. Uh, every of his product has a story behind, story of the nature, story of history, story of legends, story of spirituality, story of enjoyment, story of knowledge how to and why to, and story of health, and story of fun. So this purchase needs time and enjoyment and appreciation of the product. And indeed, I have written before, nurture goodness within, and goodness shall meet you wherever you tread. It works so simply for me that I continuously strive toward that internal goodness. Meeting such individuals across every corner of our Croatia gladdens my heart, even stretching far beyond as recent encounters in other lands show. To be good and receive goodness in turn, it's crazy wonderful cycle, and it repeats to me all the time. I too have refused numerous offers, resisting deviation from my path. Once, seeking an aid for employment in a very lucrative company where an acquaintance worked, I requested a reference. To my query, he responded to my request with this: Gordon, what you do is worthless, and I don't understand why you persist. It's no trouble, I will help you, but be mindful. All those skills of yours are worthless, and be careful what will you say, what will you answer to me for these questions. Why are you doing this? And why? And he thought about my CROBRAN, modern CROBRAN self-defense and instinctive street fighting skills that I devised. Fascinating indeed. This man, supposedly a master of some kind of martial art, one I no longer recall, taught his skills superior to mine, reducing the matter to a childish rivalry. Yet we weren't children arguing over strength, but individuals of 45 years of experience. To his word I replied, my dear friend, my teaching and skills have saved the lives of my students and practitioners in various situations, dangerous lands, severe domestic disputes, wars, and more. And I gave examples, and I continued, and I gave him examples with the names of the people he knew. He knew. Surely my skills have some merit. I rose, shook his hand, wished him well, and departed, forfeiting a $10,000 a month position, and that was 10 years ago. Actually, 15. His attitude neither offended nor wounded me. Rather, it saddened me, for I accepted the martial art master to be somewhat more elevated. Yet people prove all to be all too human in all the human the faults. Until now, I haven't thought of him, and by resisting sycophancy, I retain my freedom. I owe no allegiance to submit to none. A liberty he might have thought I forfeit by accepting his conditions. My freedom, my friends, is priceless. Once, a Korean martial arts master told me that I practiced with this Korean martial arts master as his student like 10 years, but I always I developed my martial arts ways through all of my life. So, but he didn't know that. And finally, I show him my creation and show him the books of my creation and techniques. And he told me that this is maybe okay, but CROBRAN lacks philosophy. and that thus is worthless in comparison to Korean martial arts. Such is the perspective when ignorant of the world beyond one's own well. This is a perspective of frog in the well. I had already penned several books on the spirituality and philosophy of CROBRAN and history of CROBRAN deeply rooted with spirituality and philosophy, and then attempted to explain it. I trained and learned from this man for years, yet once he spoke these words, he was metaphorically written off in my book and crossed out as a jest. But truly, I ceased all communication. And so I distanced myself from the Korean martial arts world and all others arts world when appreciation for others' practice lacked. I observed grave errors in their trainings and teachings compared to CROBRAN teachings. Still, I do not claim that their methods are worthless, for much lies within the individual who is practicing and using this art. Any practice can hold value if taught, applied, and pursued properly. Naturally, CROBRAN stands as the best as a Mercedes compared to mere other vehicles. I admired the mountaineer, the old mountaineer who rebucked those instant buyers and their presumptions believe that all is for sale. I admired him, and I take joy in recognizing a kindred spirit akin to mine, ancient souls who cherish their heritage beyond all else. We give freely of heart and soul to those in need. Such mercantile myths of our Croatian essence sting deeply, and I am grateful that people like him persist. Everywhere, people declare all is for sale with its price, and everywhere in the world it's said everything has its price, everything has the price. Yet at times it isn't so, not for me, and never shall be. Only my books are for sale, and even with the books, one soul can risk commodification. Long ago, I brought my book to someone for review. An excellent book, still aiding readers, advanced warm up in sports, fitness, and recreation. And this man, once dear to me, a professor, a teacher, a mentor, reviewed my work and said, "Ah, dear colleague, it's a good book, but for me to endorse it, there needs something to be done. I cannot just put my name here for no reason and so forth." He subtly sought payment for his review, and I was surprised if momentarily that this man who taught me for 5 years and who I trusted would request a pay for a review. Thanking him, I moved on true people, true individuals, and obtained reviews filled with enthusiasm. I pay for a review when this will not If I pay for a review, then this will not be an honest professional review. It will be a cheating, and I do not cheat. All these experiences define life. You all encounter similar tales, disappointment and benevolent souls ready to aid. Never let that goodness escape from within. The others, the not so good, are but lessons teaching us how to overcome and become better human beings. We must constantly nurture this goodness, this heritage, this freedom, for they hold no price but boundless worth. That's the true path of enjoyment, the genuine fiesta. That's the true path. Yes, we must conduct business worldwide, but be aware of crossing boundaries that are enslaving, degrade, swindle, and corrupt. Honest business is challenging but rewarding, allowing peaceful sleep and contentment with our work. If not, something is amiss. Goodness faces constant assaults today. Goodness faces constant assaults today. It is not easy, but if it were easy, anyone could achieve it. Yet you who gather here, you are not just anyone. You are goodness, my friends. You are goodness, my friends. Once more I will repeat, all this experience define life. You all encountered similar tales, disappointment and benevolent souls ready to aid. Never let that goodness escape from within. The others, the not so good, are but lessons teaching us how to overcome and become better human beings. We must constantly grow this goodness, this heritage, this freedom, for they hold no price but boundless worth. That is the true path to enjoyment. This is the genuine fiesta. This is the heaven on earth. That's how you get your heaven. From my heart to yours for this video enough. And until the next video, please stay safe, stay healthy, stay beautiful, stay good, be healthy, be beautiful, be good. You are worthy, you are worthy, you are worthy, you are and you can and you will succeed and spread love and spread goodness. And remember, who do you love? You never hurt people who do you love. Good out, see you around, see you in the next video, CROBRAN.